Well, we all know what's happening there in South Africa, and it ain't going away. As a matter of fact, now the white South Africans, are hiring Israeli special forces to protect and to guard them and their land. Now we got to ask ourselves a question. Basically, what they are is paid mercenaries, and the people are basically, now what I'm doing is using terms the way we would define someone with this type of behavior in America. Then we will call them vigilantes. That's what we would do in America. Because you will see the full weight of the United States, not only the law enforcement, sheriffs, FBI, local police, state troopers. If something like that took place in America, that's what you will see. You will see that type of force because the people are so divided. They're not united. They can't fight and protest their government with real true force because psychologically the government has done everything in its power, and the people have actually fallen for it to make sure we stay divided. Because let's say if you live in a county or a parish and you had 22,000 people with over 22,000 guns, and somebody tried to come and take one property owner's land, and all of you buying together, man, they got to really muster together a force, don't they? But they don't have to do that today. Now, all I'm doing is just making statements here because if you're going to get, now I'm just assuming that these are retired Israeli special forces. So, let's get this right. So when the South African government comes and by law takes the land that rightfully belongs to the indigenous aboriginal people of that land, and then you start firing at them, and then your hired mercenaries start firing at them, and then they roll out their military and kill all of you, I guess it was worth it. I don't know. I guess it's worth it. I don't know. You see, I have the answers to all these questions and stuff, but I make these videos right here because I want you to start thinking about some of the things that you should have been thinking about a long time ago, because what's happening over across the pond is soon to come here. And you can continue to keep watching your movies, going to Starbucks, walking down the street with your painted toenails and everything else, and not have a care in the world with your flip-flops on and act like just so unappreciative. But anyway, that nothing is going to happen, but while you're enjoying all your luxuries and stuff, I promise you that there's somebody that's rising up, and there's somebody that's going to die for what they believe to be right. Now, apparently, the whites own 70% of the land in South Carolina, but yet the indigenous people of the land owns less than 10% of the land. And that's broke. That is backwards. And so the government is now making laws to recuperate, recover, and give back. Now, they did say that they could stay there, but they will lease them the land. In other words, you could never beat landowners. And then Americans, first thing they do, well, I don't like that. First of all, hold on, number one. Is that not what's happening over here? If you got to pay taxes on your land, is it not really truly leased to you? Because if you refuse to pay taxes on your land, the first thing the government is going to do without your consent is put your home up for a tax lien sale. Meaning that if it's paid for with all the valuables or the land or whatever it is and stuff, they'll put up for a tax lien sale, and your fellow American would actually come and knock at your door and say, I own this property now, which you are ready to fight. And they will have the full weight of the law behind them because you did not pay your property taxes. That's called, see what I mean? They tell us that we're homeowners. They tell us that we're landowners and stuff, but they, through these statutory courts and through this statutory system of rape, they have got us to contract with them in every way, shape, fashion, form, because it used to be a time when people were sovereigns and free men walking on the land and they own nations. And, of course, they come up with a system to get you to sign all these contracts, birth certificates, marriage agreements, and everything else. And what you've done is just sign away your rights for privileges. Sign away your rights for stuff that they can give you, rather than carving out the living and making it your own way. And that's why I use these videos as an opportunity to try to put a defibrillator on our minds and to get us to think for a moment, which most of us are not going to do anyway. Self-autonomy is a dying perspective, an alternative in this country right here. I mean, the book says, surely oppression will make a wise man mad. What do you think? Do you think that the South Africans should get back their land? And do you think that the people who came and occupied this land, do you think they should be able to keep what they call their land, even though they're not original aboriginals of that country? What say you?